Hello, everyone. Welcome to the REU ECN Podio. Today we're here with a special guest. All of our guests are special, obviously. This is Jared Cooke. He's a science communicator. He's a former science influencer as well from the 2023 cohort. And we're here to, learn a little bit more about him. He's a content creator. So we're going to hear about how he got into that and how the Science Influencers program kind of helped him and encouraged him to get into that.
I
How are
appreciate
you?
it. Thank you for having me on. This is cool.
Of course.
I'm doing all right, still kicking.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your work in paleontology and content creation.
Sure, yeah. So I'm Jared Cook, and I focus on paleontology right now, which people think of as the study of dinosaurs. It's really just the study of all life that's ever lived. So I actually don't look at dinosaurs specifically. My research focus right now is on mosasaurs. Mosasaurs are the thing in like Jurassic Park that jumped out of the water and ate the shark, one of those.
Oh,
So that's
pretty
my
cool.
current research interest. And I'm doing research in collaboration with folks at SMU right now. We're working on a new species currently, and I'm starting to learn some technical stuff for future projects as well, like actual skills. Interested in morphometrics currently, so that's the research side of things. But I mean, when I was in the Science Influencers program, the reason I was there is it was to bolster my SciComm projects. So in terms of SciComm, for maybe 5 years now, something like that, I've been posting on TikTok, and then maybe 3 or 4 years on Instagram. I do a little bit on YouTube at the side as well. And that's kind of the main thing that I do when I'm not doing research. It's my main gig, and I'm no plans on stopping. It's fun. It's a pretty cool job to have, you know.
Great.
Like me going to work
Yeah.
is editing a video or going fossil hunting or doing field prep on something. So it's pretty nice.
Doing the things you love, basically.
Yeah, doing the
Just
things that I
documenting
like.
all that.
Yeah.
So you said you started creating content 4 years ago? About 4 years ago? Or?
Yeah, it's weird because I was kind of making content and then I was making content seriously. So when I just started making content for fun with no expectations of it, that was, I think it was the first day of 2021. I was finding petrified wood. So I made a
Oh.
little video. And it got like 5,000 views, blew my mind at the time. And I was doing that for a little bit, but I started really leaning into content creation and taking it super seriously in 2022, I would say, yeah.
Right.
Once 2022 rolled around, like midway through in spring. So it being 2026 now, yeah, like 4 years or so, just over 4 years that I've been doing that seriously. And that was mostly on TikTok. Now, I would say I take TikTok and Instagram equally seriously, but TikTok's where the money is, so that's usually the one where
Right.
I'm
Great.
putting most of my efforts.
So you do all of the producing, editing, everything
Yes,
yourself? Oh,
everything.
wow.
Yeah, I think for some people it works to outsource your editing to others. I just don't want my content to look like somebody else's content, though. Maybe it's just a personal thing. It's not like I think I do it better than anybody. It's just that I think I communicate who I am and why I'm interested in this stuff better when I'm the one behind it.
Right. Yeah.
And if you're making high quality science communication content, you don't have to follow the traditional path of an influencer where they're, pushing out new videos every single day, 2 or 3 times a day. I make 4 videos a month. Like, it's really, the demand is not super, the demand on my time, rather, is
Right.
not super high. So, yeah, I have the time to edit them, and that's the way I prefer to do it.
That's great. So, what challenges have you encountered in that? I know people may think it's kind of easy creating content. I know it's not behind the scenes, but have you encountered any challenges? in that?
I mean, look, I'm not working at the oil rigs, so it's not like a real challenge. But there, sure, so some obstacles that can be in content creation. I would say the main one is where I got kind of lucky in this respect. If you are insecure about the idea of your friends perceiving you trying to accomplish something, maybe it'll be hard. To that, I would say maybe you need better friends that are going to want to uplift you. But that's it. It's okay. Like, even if you have good friends, you can be shy. When I was doing this, I transferred into A&M, so I started at a community college just because it was cheaper, and yeah, I started at TikTok. I didn't follow any of my friends on TikTok. It was just me. So that kind of made it easier. I knew no one was gonna see it. If they did, it'd be like whatever, you know. It was like people from high school, okay.
Okay, gotcha.
So um, that might be a challenge for folks that are starting. From there, I mean, you'll probably get obsessed if you are making content about something that you love,
Right.
and you're making the content that you're like, man, I wish I was seeing this content. It doesn't exist, so I'm just gonna make it. You kind of make it for yourself if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you'll probably get obsessed. There comes a point where you do have to decide, like, okay, do I want to monetize this? That is when it starts eating into your time a little bit more, you know. But it's worth it in the long run. I think there's a joke. It goes, there's a content creator, and they're on a podcast just like this, actually. And the podcast host asked them, so what made you want to start making content and be an influencer? And the creator says, well, you know, I wasn't really up for a 9 to 5, so instead I decided to work 24/7. And
Right.
that's
I've
kind
heard
of
that.
how it starts going, because it permeates every part of your life. You're always thinking about it. When you're driving, you'll get struck with an idea, and then you're
Right.
going to like risk crashing to write down on your iPhone notes or something. You know, it's always in your head.
Right.
But in a good way, in a way that I wouldn't trade anything for. Yeah.
Right. That's great. So you think you might do this like full time at
I
some point, or?
I do.
Okay.
Now I do, yeah. I had a side job for a little while, just because content creation, especially on TikTok, is not, doesn't have a reputation for being steady. But lately, it's been pretty steady.
Yeah.
There are really good programs where I know this is the timeliness of this is going to be relevant. So, right now, as of 2026, like TikTok, they actually have programs specifically for science communicators, like actual like science educators, where they have a stipend, a flat rate, a really nice flat rate that they'll pay you monthly. Doesn't matter what views you get. It's invite only. So you actually have to get somewhere with your SciComm first. But once you've done that, like the odds of you being compensated really well because you are valued as a science communicator is pretty high. And again, this is a program that they've been doing for maybe a year and a half so far, that they've started paying their creators, their SciComm creators really well. And I mean, you do have to meet a requirement. You have to make 4 videos a month that are over a minute, and they have to be high quality. So that's the bare minimum.
Oh.
But yeah, I forgot why that was brought up. But yes, that
If you wanted to do that full time.
yes,
Yeah.
doing it full time is certainly possible.
Yeah.
As of now.
Okay.
And then YouTube always pays folks well. I kind of wish sometimes that I tried a little bit harder on YouTube. Like I kind of just upload my shorts to YouTube, but
Gotcha.
yeah, there comes a point where you make a decision whether you're going to specialize in short form or long form content. I kind of doing short form from the beginning. So
I think that's more, it's like meets people's attention spans, right? Like they say that people will engage with a video for 2 minutes and then probably lose
yeah,
attention. Or
yeah, it depends. It depends. I mean, the way I watch YouTube videos is I'll have them in the background almost as a podcast. So
yeah.
it depends on the style
Right.
of video.
Makes
but
sense.
yes, I would agree. Yeah, I don't really watch like YouTube fossil hunting videos. So
I
I
gotcha.
guess yeah, you just make what you want to see, right? So if I'm not watching YouTube fossil hunting videos, I'm not gonna like make them probably. You know,
Gotcha.
who knows?
Well, that was my next question. Actually, you answered it before. Like, what kind of doors have been open for you since you started creating content in the
man.
realm of science communication?
I
Yeah.
probably got into A&M because of
Yeah.
my SciComm. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the transfer acceptance rate is lower than the normal acceptance rate, right?
Oh,
I
I
think
see.
the year that I did it, it was 51% or something. My grades are quite mediocre. You know, my I'm not gonna lie, because I've always split my time into multiple things at once, which maybe is not the best. And it did work out for me in the end because, man, most of the really positive possibilities that have been opened up to me have been in a way due to SciComm. My research hasn't, but some of it has, now that I think about it, because now I'm involved in some new projects. Getting into A&M, it was a strong point in my resume that I was doing SciComm. I'm able to do it full-time as a full-time content creator now, so it's paying the bills. I have networked with quite a few people who are well regarded in the field of paleontology and been invited to some projects. So some of the travel that I do for field work, like to New Mexico, I do an expedition. I did an expedition in May that just happened, and probably going to be returning yearly. And we're finding a lot of new material and different species that we didn't expect to find here. That project came about because of SciComm. I was on a podcast, and the podcast host, he was like a little podcast host. He's a researcher who's working in conjunction with these folks in Arizona, and just through that kind of networking,
Yeah.
you meet
Definitely.
people. So it's very, very positive. And these days, with the NHS funding being different now, who knows? But typically grant funding for life sciences are going to ask, what are you doing to communicate science? So it's even good for grants. You have to have something. You don't have to be a successful science communicator, but you do have to be communicating science.
Right.
Because the doors that open are pretty crazy. Most of the sciences are a small world. So if you just have a podcast with 100 subscribers and you're interviewing, in my case, other paleontologists, those are paleontologists you're networking with and forming a bond with and friendship with.
Yeah.
And then if all you want to do is research, it's the only thing that you want to do, you have to have something, because a lot of these grants are going to want you to do some kind of SciComm. So,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were a content creator before you joined the Science Influencers program.
Yes, ma'am.
How did that program shape the way you communicate online?
It's diversified
help
it.
you?
I was kind of one-dimensional when I got in. So, again, I was just making shorts, those kinds of videos,
Yeah.
and just self-taught on free editing apps on my iPhone, which I'm not going to lie, I still do. I don't pay for any editing apps. You shouldn't either. There are a lot of free apps. Use them. But with that being said, I didn't know anything about how to make a graphic, for example. This is just one thing off the top of my head. That's something they'll teach you in the Science Influencers program. Also, you're being made to talk to people in person regularly. Like, you actually have to, you'll practice for a TED Talk type talk. And at that point, I hadn't given a talk before. I had no idea what to do. And in that kind of class, they prepare you for that situation. I've given a few talks now. And it's really nice to have that robust background behind you where they're kind of not spelling it out for you, but helping you do something that you wouldn't have thought to train otherwise.
Right.
So the way I make content has opened up a little bit. I'm a better editor. It just so happened that my approach to what I should communicate was kind of already in line with the program. So that was fortunate for me. But if I wasn't making content in the first place, that would have been good as well to learn. So.
Great. Okay, thank you for that. Those are really
course.
good insights. So our last question is, what advice would you give to those students, especially those involved in like research and extension experiences, like the Science Influencers program, to encourage them to communicate their science openly, maybe online, maybe not become a content creator like you, but how do they communicate their science online confidently?
Honestly, what I would say, the simplest advice, the simplest advice is the truest, really. Like, it's not complicated. Here's what I would do if I had to start from scratch. I would just do the same thing that I did, where I know that I want to consume a certain kind of product, a certain kind of content, okay? I'm interested in a subject. I go search that subject on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever. And yeah, there's going to be content about it, but probably not the exact thing that I'm looking for. Most people have this idea of what they want, and almost nobody is making that exact thing. So I just made it myself. It's that simple. Like, make the content that you want to see.
Okay.
Because yes, everybody's special, but like, low-key, you're not that special. If you find it interesting, somebody else is also gonna find it interesting. Like, you're gonna find people who have the same niche interest that you do.
Right.
And if you make your content for yourself, you are like attracting that audience. It sounds selfish, and you kind of should be selfish a little bit. Say, I'm going to just make what I want to see, other people will like it because it's going to feel authentic as well. It's going to feel like it's coming from you because it is coming from you, and you're going to have actual passion behind it. You don't have to try and mimic anyone. You can be inspired by other people
Yeah.
if there is content that you like. Like if you're watching somebody's video and you're like, oh man, that's so cool, but I wish they also did this, then sure, take inspiration from their style and then also do the thing that you wanted to add into that.
Right.
That's fine. I would do that if I were you. Like if you were just starting out, just make the content that you want to see, and don't be discouraged when like your first videos suck. like
It'll be like that. It'll take some time.
it
Yeah.
will take some time.
Yeah.
I think I put most of my first videos like on private. Like no one gets to see these. They were really bad. But it didn't matter at the time. Like they're bad looking back, but at the time I was proud of what I created and it was what I wanted to see. So even if your videos are getting like 200 views, it doesn't matter. Like you're still doing. It's a fun project that you like
Right.
to do. It's for fun, and it's just release yourself from the burden of expectations, and just make what you want to see, and the rest will come naturally.
Great.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for joining us and for
No, I
taking the time
appreciate
to
it.
be here.
Of course.
And one last thing, where can people follow you or follow your videos?
I got you. Yeah.
Handle?
So I have 2 different usernames. Don't be like me. Try and unite everything under one username. On Instagram, I'm jcookepaleo. On TikTok, I'm jared.cook. And on YouTube, I think I'm also jcookepaleo. So pretty sure. Yeah, I think I'm jcookepaleo on everything except for TikTok.
Okay.
So yeah, cook with an E at the end, jcookepaleo. I'm most active on TikTok and Instagram though.
Great. I'll still link your usernames below
Cool.
so you can
Thank
go follow
you.
him. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Bye.